Hi, I'm Gregory. Today I'm going to be showing you a few things on how to do a paint job. It's not that easy and it's not that hard. It does involve some time and some work, but with proper instructions you can do it. So let's go. Alright, right here I'm going to show you the before shots of the job. So right now, I didn't do the job yet, but I'm just showing you some of the prep work. This is some spackle on the walls. All right, this is the before of the job. The before of the job. Later on, we're going to see the after. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the tools that you're going to need for a good paint job. First and foremost is going to be a putty knife. You're going to need a good putty knife in order to use it with spackle. Now what the spackle is, it's something that you're going to put on your walls to correct any problems with the walls. So if you have holes on the wall, or if you have any problems in the wall, you're going to put some spackle on the wall, and you're going to use the spackle with the, you're going to use the putty knife with the spackle to take care of the walls. Okay, once you get the walls straightened out, you're going to need some sandpaper to sand out whatever you spackled. Basically, I get a heavy grit, I get a medium grit, and I get a small, very fine grit to fine-tune it. Alright, and we are going on. Next thing you're going to need is a primer. Now what the primer does, the primer gets the wall ready to get painted. So sometimes, if you didn't put spackle on the walls or anything like that, you could actually go without a primer. But if you plastered the wall, put spackles, did repairs to the wall, you're going to have to put the primer, because some of these spackles, they're not going to take the color right. You might end up painting the wall, and then on the spots that you corrected, you're going to get a dull color on those specific spots. So mainly that's the purpose for the primer. And of course we need some paint. Now the type of finishes that I like eggshell and I like satin. Okay. I find satin to be very beautiful, but the eggshell finish is going to be pretty much the best of both worlds. As we go on, you're going to need some tape, okay? And you're going to use the tape for the edges. This is just some standard tape over here. You're going to use the tape for the edges, you're going to use it for the door panels, and basically, after you tape, you're going to use this particular tool. It's called a 5-in-1 tool. I'm holding it up over here. I hope you guys can see it good. You're going to use the 5-in-1 tool. Then along the edges where you taped, you're just going to go against the edge, kind of pressing the tape down. That way to get like a pretty good adhesion. As we go on, you're going to need a couple of paint brushes. One, you're going to need a angled paintbrush. As follows, okay? That's one of the paintbrushes you're going to need, the angled paintbrush. The next one is going to be a standard 3-inch paintbrush right here. As you can see that I'm holding up right here, standard 3-inch paintbrush. And also you're going to need rollers. You're going to need a big roller, all right? You're going to need a big roller. And you're going to need a small roller to get into some of those spots. Another thing you're going to need is a edger. Now this thing saves you a world of trouble. This little tool here, you dip it into the paint, then you put it into the wall on the corners, and then it's going to save you a lot of trouble here. Standard edger. And let's go on. You're going to need a little bucket in order to put your paintbrushes in. See, I'm throwing my edger in here. I'm throwing my small brush in here. I'm throwing my big brush in here. and throwing the small roller in here so the big bucket comes in useful. Also, this is another type of paint edger right here. And the way that this paint edger would work is you would force it against the wall and then you just paint along the edger, and then you're not going to be getting anything on that other side. Of course, you need some stirring sticks. You always want to stir your paint really good. You need the stirring sticks. Rags. You need a lot of rags. Right here I have a bunch of dry rags, but also during the paint process you're going to need a bunch of wet rags that's in a bucket. See, these rags are wet. I have them in soapy water. Alright, I use these rags to clean off the edges before I tape, and I also use these rags to clean my hands and clean, little mistakes on the wall as I paint.